And you are welcome. Good morning. Welcome to a brand new episode here of your favorite breakfast show. It is Wake Up Nigeria.
Yes, so welcome to a beautiful day on the best, most talked about breakfast show. There is so much in store for everyone. And you know that best just reminded me of something.
What now?
Best most.
Best most watch. Hey, in-house joke. It's all good. That's right. I'd like to, kick off with a quick nugget for you guys. Everyone does enough to get by, but those who achieve tremendous results do enough. Huh? Now, what you need to add is a little extra.
Yeah,
Don't
then,
just do enough.
You see, that little extra element is what we bring to help transform your day into a successful one. We intentionally created the perfect addition to give you that lift,
Yeah. Now, she has been actually rapping, so very soon she's going to be releasing her album. You guys watch out for it. What's it going to be called? Solace?
It's going to be called Next Level Entertainment.
It's all good. It's a gripping 1 hour, 45 minutes of, the best entertainment that you can have for a morning. At least you start up your day, and that's what we bring to you. Dish out all the knowledge, all the experience, everything that you need to get you started for a Tuesday.
Of course, we're not forgetting our co-host in the kitchen, dripping effortlessly with finesse. They are not broke, don't worry.
Forget.
Mike.
Your head. Yeah, forget now.
Because I was wondering, I think these two just get carried away whenever they are on this show.
I am telling you, but
maybe we should leave the show for them.
Wow.
I would agree to that one. But hey, come on, good morning. It's great to be here on a Tuesday morning. How was the night? It was a cold one.
It was a cold one. I didn't want to go to the office.
What's going on? I mean, you're a bit too excited this morning.
I didn't want to go to the office.
What happened over the course
So
of
much we
last
do
night?
for you guys. You guys really need to be appreciating us. You don't understand. One of you are at home right now under your duvet watching us. But we are here for you.
It looks like a throwback from the 80s. Michael Jackson's cousin.
That's the kind of
really
excitement we
good,
want,
man.
Ellen. It's all good. In any case, the next 1 hour, 45 minutes is going to be worth your while, so please make sure you stick around. Don't go anywhere for the next 2 hours. My
That's
name
right.
is Zino Apio.
My name is Mary Bashua Alimi. Of course, you can stream the show live at tvcentertainment.tv. And on Facebook, you can also reach us at TVC Connect. And of course, catch us on GoTV channel 27 and UHF channel 49.
Yes, remember also the TVC app is still available. You can download it. Doesn't matter what you use, iOS or Android. It's available for you on both stores. And you can watch old episodes of the show on YouTube at tvcentertainment.tv.
Now let's get right on with it. What to expect on the show today. First on health, we'll be looking at the most highly abused prescription drugs and the legislation around dispensing them. And that will be with Kenneth Etok Akpan, a pharmacist with over 7 years of experience.
And right after that, we will be having a conversation with Adeusi Epliza Oreolua, an actor and also a model. Very interesting, this guy. You guys should stick around and have this conversation with us.
And of course, for a musical performance, Afrofusion artist J Lyrics, a prolific writer, will be giving us some entertainment.
Now, our environment plays a big part in our upbringing. Now, we will be discussing creating conducive environment for your child to grow in with Jesutola Ajao, who's a creative analyst and also founding principal at New Lagos Dads, a parenting platform for new dads promoting improved parenting for a better society.
And finally, joining us to discuss some of the latest news and music in the entertainment space is OAP and entertainment enthusiast Onyinyechi Ekumakama.
Mike is very excited about that video, by the way.
Is she the one then?
No, she's not.
She's the one. We know why you are
She's the
interested.
one.
She's the
Oh,
one.
okay. No, I just wanted to.
Please, if you know Mike well, you will know why he likes the fact that she's the one.
Mary, you see, when you are looking at the content of production in a symmetrical manner, you understand that.
How about you join us for entertainment? Let's talk about that.
No, Mario, focus. See that?
He's telling me to focus, guys. Look at
How you
that.
guys doing? That was the night. We've had a very cold night.
So I'm very
Stand
curious
up.
as to, unfortunately, Emma cannot tell us exactly what happened at this, but I'm very, very curious because your excitement is what we need this morning. I wish I had some excitement like yours.
We'll just go to the
If you
weather.
don't have an exciting night, that is your problem. We are all speaking for ourselves.
It's all good, it's all good. What was that we were talking about this morning, just real quick, while you guys
It was even MM that started it. She was talking about
toxic
family, calling them
relationships.
out. Yes.
normalize
Yes.
calling out your toxic family,
Yeah.
your instances from. I'm asking you guys, who doesn't do that?
I don't.
Many don't.
Why?
Okay, so I don't.
Many don't.
I'm
No, and how
going
does that
to
affect the
own it.
family?
I don't. So I believe that everybody, you know, everybody has his bad and good sides. So in most cases, I just tend to like, okay, focus on the good, and then let loose, or rather let go of the bad to a large extent. However, there are certain cases and certain kind of people, especially people close to you, that you need to talk to. But when it comes to family, there are some that you can overlook, and there are some that you know quite well that since you have continuous relationship with them, you need to clear the air.
I find that very hard to reconcile because first, if you're talking about family, and when you use the word close or not close, your family is supposed to be close.
Not all family members are close.
Not really?
No. Mind you, I'm not talking about your immediate family. I'm not talking about your mom, your dad, your siblings, your children, and your wife. I'm talking about extended
But even
family.
between mom and dad, there is the concept of proximity when it comes to how you relate.
Yeah.
So it is very, it's relatable.
Yeah.
You can be closer to mom or
then
daddy. You can be closer to uncle than even parents.
Yeah.
Which
I
really
guess I
happen.
can't relate because extended family to me is not.
It's not really
But
family.
and then you
yeah?
remember there used to be a time, no thanks to some movies, if you call out family members, you might not wake up the next morning.
Welcome. This is the news. My name is Mazino Appeal. Let's turn our attention to Osun State, where the Election Petition Tribunal has granted a motion ex parte by substituting means on the governor-elect Ademola Adeleke, chairman of the tribunal. Justice Teste Argokume also granted the All Progressive Congress and governor access to inspect materials for the July governorship elections. Rafiu Mohammed, or rather Hamed, reports.
For the past 11 days, the Osun State governor-elect had been evading court service over the petition against him by the All Progressives Congress and Governor Adegboye Gaitola. On Monday, counsel to the petitioners, Yomi Aliu, brought an application for substituted service on the second respondent before the tribunal. The application was granted by the chairman of the tribunal, who ordered that the document be pasted on the notice board of the tribunal for the attention of the second respondent. The tribunal also ordered the first respondent, the Independent National Electoral Commission, to allow both the first and second petitioners access to materials used for the conduct of the election and to also scan the ballot papers used for the election.
Brought two applications. One application was for subsidiary service. The other application was for inspection of documents. So those are the two applications. And you know, when we're arguing the application, we refer to one exhibit where the bailiff said he went to serve the second respondent in Nede. The gate was locked. He knocked the gate. They asked him to speak with somebody. He spoke with that person. And the next thing the person told him was like a threat. So he had to leave the place for his, quoting him now, I left the place for my safety. So that's what he wrote in the ends. We applied to court and the court has granted it.
He expressed hope that the petition will be heard without delay.
Today was supposed to be a public holiday, but election petition being so generous does not respect public holiday. So we have to do it within time, and we are going to do it timelessly. We surprise everybody. This will be the fastest petition ever had in the history of Nigeria, to be so fast. Because of the amended electoral act, to be fast. We assure you, we are not going to take time. It is either there or not there. And we know what you are looking for, what they should have had. It's not there.
Most of what we ask for is there are cases that are self-proving and it's document-based. So we did not envisage a lengthy period of trial during this tribunal.
Both the first and the third respondent, the Independent National Electoral Commission and the People's Democratic Party, PDP, had been served for the past 11 days. With this order of substituted service, the second respondent, who is the governor-elect, now has 21 days to respond to the petition. Rafiu Hamid, TVC.
Now, outside Nigeria, Russia has accused Ukrainian special services of killing the daughter of one of President Vladimir Putin's allies. Investigators say explosives had been planted underneath the Toyota Land Cruiser Ms. Dugina was driving. Journalist Daria on Saturday, they say, when a car she was driving exploded near Moscow. Now, her father, Alexander Dugin, who is a prominent ultra-nationalist thought to be close to the Russian president, may have been the intended target. Ukrainian officials have denied any involvement in the incident. And that's it for the news. Stay tuned. It's still Wake Up Nigeria.
Now let's check out the newspaper headlines. This morning we'll begin with the Nation newspaper. And the Nation newspaper has this boldly as its headline: Tinubu, Atiku, Obi rollout plans on economy, security. Shetima, APC standard bearer, and I will replicate our Lagos Borno feats. Nigeria's unity, power devolution not negotiable, says PDP candidate. LP flag bearer promises to transform Nigeria to a productive economy. Down here, we also see no work, no pay rule. NLC backs ASU on salary arrears. Pay lecturers to end strike. Labour urges government. Up here, we have Why I Dumped NNPP by Shekarau. Scores of militants killed as NAF jets hit ISWAP's camp in Sambisa. And finally, and this is coming from a lawyer, EFCC can probe states' accounts, finances. All of these stories and more you can catch on the front page of the Nation newspaper this morning. Now from there, we move to the Punch newspaper. The Punch newspaper has this as its major headline: Insecurity, economic crisis. Atiku Obi slam federal government. Shetima sells Tinubu's candidacy. Everything negative, situation pathetic, worst ever. PDP, Labour Party presidential candidates say. I will hand over federal varsitors to states, says Atiku. Angry youth fault ex-vice president. Nation in disarray. That's coming from Chimamanda Adichie. Tinubu will hit the ground running, and that's coming from Shetima. Up here, we have lawyer sues Buhari, others over NDDC management. ASUNEC decides on strike on Sunday. Oil firms owe banks 5 trillion naira amid losses, thefts, and finally, building collapse. Lagos orders probe, police arrest engineer. Those are the major headlines in the Punch newspaper this morning. From the Punch newspaper now, we move straight to the Daily Trust newspaper, which has this as its major headline: 2023, Atiku, Shetima, Obi prefer solutions to Nigeria's challenges. I'll attract local foreign investments in health, education. That's coming from the former vice president. You should vote for competence, LP candidate tells citizens. We'll lead our troops to front lines. And that's coming from APC running mates. Here we also have Shekarau punctures Kwankwaso's claims and leave supporters guessing. Some of terrorists killed as NAF jets hit Shekarau's successors' enclave. And finally, on the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper, accidented vehicles floored Nigeria's markets as cost of Tokumbo rises by 100%. I dare say 200. And that's it on the front pages of the newspaper this morning on Wake Up Nigeria.
And you are welcome. Now, there are very many topics we could pick from, one that Mary has in mind right now, but we can't talk about that, Mary, unfortunately.
I wasn't going to talk about Vajnab. You were the one who started it.
No, so I didn't. I was giving you some biological backings to all of this.
I dare you to say it. I dare you to say it.
In any case, there's a very interesting one out, guys. Let's talk about this. Did you guys see that one about that lady, the side chick who called out her partner's wife for daring to call her?
You see?
Yeah, so the side chick called out on social media her partner, that's the married man she's dating, to say, hey, your wife actually called me, as in, why? How could he? How dare you? Do you get what I'm trying to say?
You know, this is a classic case of, you know that woman that does this?
Okay.
Because I really cannot believe what you just said.
But would you call, not saying that Mike has a side chick or anything, not this Mike, but would you call another woman and say, leave my husband alone? And is there anything wrong?
Who called? Was it the wife that called?
So the wife called?
Yes.
The wife called.
The girlfriend now called her out on social media.
How dare you?
Okay, wife called her.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know, I've always said that thing, relationship or marriage and all of that, you are wasting your time trying to call out the other person. It always ends in premium tears. Even if it's not sorted out, but what I mean is that you are the other person by your side, that's talking about your spouse or whatever, calling out the person. Someone says that, see, when person don't lose, you know, when person don't, okay, wait, how do they put it now? Say, okay, if you want to be sure something's yours, let it go.
Yeah, that's the DMX track. It's yours.
It's yours. I don't subscribe to that, but I would say that in anything, you're supposed to one person. Calling out the other person is a waste of time. If they are gone, they are gone. There's nothing you can do.
Earlier,
but then, in this world that we are now, in this Gen Z world, keep to the roles. Someone, you know that a lot of people would argue that the side chick or the position of the side chick is very important for a successful.
Okay, so that's another.
What?
No. See what I see,
yeah,
Mike. You've gone and done it now.
Yeah. You see, let me tell you something.
You've gone and done
Violence. This
Calm down.
Violence.
You have to understand. First of all, everybody watching here, these guys, we are now becoming the old generation. The young generation, they think differently.
Okay.
And you will not be happy with it.
I see what you're saying. Unfortunately, if we go into that, we will not, you and I, so let's not do that. But I do understand what you're saying regarding how the Gen Z think. Now, however, fact here is that just this morning, Halima, producer here, was telling about the fact that for a side chick to actually call out her wife and say, how dare you call me, means that you're actually establishing your place. The wife is establishing her place there as an entity that, oh, I know that this is what's going on, and I've just certified that you are actually dating my husband by doing that. I don't know how you feel.
So the way me I'm beginning to see this thing, as you guys are even talking, it suddenly struck me that for a side chick to have the guts, the temerity, hey,
I've never checked out that word. Let me do that now.
You out on social media, it shows that you, the wife, are the side chick.
Whoa.
She has a level of confidence.
It's not like,
that has made her feel like, how dare you that I'm going to take your husband, that we are even going to get married.
she does. See, child chick now, they don't want to take your husband. They are okay with their position.
Okay, you know what? I hear everyone's, thoughts on this, and we are not even addressing the main focus, which is the man.
Thank you very much, MM.
Where is the man?
I agree with you. That was going to be my final point.
What role? We need to address the man's role.
The man is the victim. Yes.
Easy, you're going to pour.
You see what is causing? See now? This one wanted to make me a victim just now.
On my hand.
The man is the victim. He is just a product of his biological
what?
Oh, boy, here we go again. Mike.
Can the wife also express herself in that regard?
If you also express, it's like, oh, but look, let me tell you, the man is the victim here.
And he will be fine.
The man is the
Being
victim here.
serious.
Please, guys, let's leave jokes aside.
I'm not joking.
Let's not play. It's not a joke, right? Let's not justify men's excesses and say, oh, no, it's now between. So now this case has become the side chick versus the wife. And then we are taking the man out of it. And this happens every single time.
So the moment a woman calls her husband side chick, she has absolved her husband of blame.
We don't know if she has addressed the husband himself.
I'm taking it that she has addressed the husband.
Don't know that.
Nothing came out of it. And even if she did not,
she could have addressed it.
Why did you not focus on your husband?
Also share part of that responsibility. Because
when you are not having fun or you are not being happy in your marriage, there are two things to do. Either you leave or you get your pleasure.
You see the victims, we are on our own. No, see why we are the victims.
What is wrong with you? You will lose your head.
Fallas, NBC.
All right, ding, 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 ding. Let's reserve this for round 2. We'll be back.
Thank you for staying tuned. Now let's talk health. Today we're looking at the most highly abused prescription medicines and the legislation around dispensing them. And of course, doing justice to that is Kenneth Etok-Afan, a pharmacist with over 7 years experience in clinical and community pharmacy, drug supply, chain management, and digital healthcare. It's such a pleasure to have you in the studio with us.
Thank you once again. Thank you.
Fantastic. So I know we've touched on this some weeks back, but I feel we have the need to actually expatiate and make people understand why you go to the pharmacy sometimes and you're told you cannot be sold certain medication. Yeah. So let's talk about this, the medication. Okay.
So those classes of medications fall under something called prescription-only medicines, and they are under something we also call controlled drugs. Drugs. And those controlled drugs are not supposed to be sold in the community pharmacy without a valid doctor's prescription. not just a doctor's prescription, but a valid doctor's prescription.
Let me make you pause there.
Yeah.
You said valid.
Yeah.
Emphasis on the valid.
Valid, yeah.
How can you tell it is valid?
So there are certain things in a prescription that has to be there to make sure it's valid. So the doctor's name has to be there. The date has to be there. The name of the prescribing facility, that is the hospital in which the medicine was prescribed from. Also the dosage of the medicine, the date, and the signature of the prescriber. Those are things that make a prescription valid. Without it, you cannot, it invalidates a prescription.
So there's no such thing as maybe a scribbled medication on paper.
No,
those don't work.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work, and it completely invalidates. And the pharmacist is not even supposed to sell prescription medicines with those kind of prescription because he can go in for it. So there's something called the disposal poisons book in a community pharmacy that helps in which the PCN, that is the Pharmacist Council of Nigeria, helps to regulate the sale of controlled medicines. So without that, pharmacists cannot sell medications, right? And every medication that is sold has to be properly documented. The prescriber's name, the date in which it was dispensed, all that has to be properly documented because every year the PCN, that's the Pharmacist Council of Nigeria, checks it just to make sure that everything is complete and all the drugs are intact.
So now, going back to where you were before, what you were talking about, so we already know quite well now that there are some medications that you cannot just gain access to.
Right.
So in a situation where you are given a prescription and you lost it, and you happen to be coming from a government hospital, where to get another prescription, it will probably cost you, a lot of stress, let's put it that way. Is it possible for concession to be given? And if so, how?
So it's possible, especially if the pharmacy in which you're going to has a relationship with the hospital. Right? So they can easily call the hospital to confirm that, oh, did you see this patient? Did you see this?
Government hospital.
Yeah, if the doctor, not the hospital, not the entity, the doctor, so the prescriber. So for example, maybe the patient sees maybe Dr. A, right, and comes out from Dr. A's consulting room and comes to your pharmacy and say, oh, pharmacist, oh, sorry, I misplaced my prescription and everything, but I saw Dr. A. And if you're lucky and the pharmacist has a relationship with Dr. A,
you can call Dr. A
to confirm that, oh, did you see this patient?
But if he doesn't have that kind of relationship or is a different pharmacy, you have to go back to get it.
Yeah, because it's quite important.
So what kind of medication now can pass that check? Which ones can be allowed? Because, abuse of medication is actually prevalent. I remember we also talked about that extensively at some point. So what medication can be used? Because, say, for example, cough syrup. People drink cough syrup. So what kind of medication and how can you know exactly how to stick to it?
Okay. So you rightly mentioned cough syrup, especially cough syrups that come with codeine. Right? Those cough syrups are prone to abuse and reliance, right, by people that use it. Also, we also have something called analgesics, like the morphines and the fentanyl and the tramadol.
Which can be fatal sometimes.
Which can be very fatal and also has tendency to be abused by people that use it. Right? That's why you can't just walk in. That's why even the NDLA had to ban it at some point, and NAFDAC also. So you can't just walk into a pharmacy and get those medicines. You have to have a valid doctor's prescription to be able to access those medicines, right? Those are just some examples. So analgesics, pain relief, tramadol, codeine, fentanyl, morphine, diazepam. Those are some medications that you cannot just access in the pharmacy without a valid doctor.
So now let's talk about the penalties.
Right.
I'm asking because many people don't realize that it's actually a serious thing, and the fact that the Pharmacist Council of Nigeria doesn't joke with issues like this. So for a pharmacy that refuses to sell you certain things, can you explain what the penalties are?
So they could close down the pharmacy, right? It's that serious because I think some years back there was an issue where a patient walked in and requested for Rohypnol. Rohypnol is this popularly called date rape drug. Right. So the patient walked in and the pharmacist, I think, couldn't access the prescription, but the patient was begging and begging and begging. And just said, okay, take. and that led to the lady was raped, and she eventually died. Right, so it was serious. The pharmacist was jailed, and I think he's still in jail at this point. So it's actually that serious, right? They could close out the pharmacy. The pharmacist could get
into serious trouble.
Yes, and go to jail. So it's quite serious. So when a pharmacy asks you to present your valid doctor's prescription, they know what they are doing. They're actually trying to protect your health, and actually trying to protect the image of the pharmacy too.
Okay, so we know quite well that a good pharmacy, a reputable pharmacy, is supposed to have a pharmacist in attendance. In a situation where the pharmacist in attendance isn't available, not because it's not been employed, but maybe because it was ill or something, and then the store was still open, because apart from the pharmacist, there's also the store attendant. And an incident happened in such a way that the store attendant sold, say, for example, the Rohypnol you mentioned just now. How would such a case be handled?
So, legally, they are not supposed to even have access to that. But in cases like that where the patient actually presents a prescription, it has to be properly documented, properly underlined, properly documented. So you have to write the name of the patient, write your name, the person that dispensed it, write the date, write the hospital is coming from, the prescriber, all that. So in that situation, the person on duty can actually dispense, but it has to be properly documented. But in an ideal case, they are not supposed to have access to it. It's only the pharmacist.
And that's why some medication are locked away.
Exactly, in the poisons cupboard.
Yes.
Very true.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so thank you so much for shedding light on this, especially for those who don't understand how some things happen and why pharmacies are so essential.
True.
And pharmacists as well. Thank you so much for your time, Kenneth.
Thank you.
All right, with that, talking health, we'll talk about good food as well. Healthy eating is part of life, and I know quite well that it's time for us to see what's for breakfast. Mike has been whispering since. I wonder what's happening already.
Shh. All right. So we're here, and let's make it happen. Of course, that's our sous chef there, and we've got our chef, Chef Hope. How are you doing?
Very fine.
Okay, good. Okay, this way. So, you're called the food doctor.
Yes, please.
Food Dr. Hope, right? She's making her debut on the show, and we have a wonderful platter here. What are you cooking this morning?
I'm actually making hard-boiled white yam and peppered fish sauce.
And peppered fish sauce?
Yeah, it's a native delicacy.
Okay, so let's go around the ingredients. Let's talk about the ingredients that we're working with, all right?
Okay, so right here we have crayfish. Here we have eggs, raw eggs. Yes. And then we have salt and a clove of garlic. And then I have my yam. And here are the proteins. We have smoked catfish and smoked hagfish. And of course...
What's hag? Banla?
Banla.
Okay. Just wanted to be sure.
And then this is pomo.
Okay.
As you all know.
Okay.
Cow skin.
Okay.
This is oil bean. Popularly known as upaka or uba.
Okay. All right.
Igbos will relate.
They will. What's
this? This is utazi.
Okay.
This is oziza seeds. And this is a seasoning cube.
All right.
Right
then we
here
have our oil.
is the engine room of the whole business we're having here today. This is palm oil.
Okay. All right. And then, of course, pepper.
And we have our peppers and then onions.
All right. You have quite an interesting story. You were telling me something behind about how you made some millions at a job because you gave someone some food. Tell me about that story.
Oh, okay. So he's a client.
Okay.
He just came to me and said he was ill and needed oxtail pepper soup. Okay. And he wanted it very spicy and stuff. So I asked what he would like to have it with. Is he going to be having it with white yam or rice or whatever? But he was like, he doesn't know. He's a bachelor. He just wants to have something that will just like improve his appetite and all that. So I took his order, got to the market, did my shopping. On my way home, I realized I had 500 naira because when I get orders, I do my list before getting to the market. So I had 500 naira change for his order. So I went back and decided to buy plantain. That was the time the price for plantain was gold.
Was okay.
Yes. So when I got to where I was supposed to buy the plantain, they said it was 500 naira. And my tiffer was supposed to be among that 500. So I had to plead with the woman, the seller, to sell for me for 400.
Okay.
And all that. Like, okay, I lied to her that I was buying the plantain for my child, and she gave it to me. So I just made the oxtail pepper soup and then added the plantain in it. Yes.
And so because of that plantain,
and then,
what happened?
Yeah, he just thanked me like he was over the roof and all that. So he said he ended the conversation with, I owe you.
Okay.
So I was like, you owe me nothing. You only patronized me for nothing, you know. So towards the end of the year, he sent me a message that his company, they are trying to organize a end of the year dinner, and
so it was over.
He wants me to handle it. So I just quoted 1.6 for 150 people. I didn't look at. I was waiting for them to negotiate, but I just woke up and found the alert, and I'm like, whoa, you know.
My share is there. Okay, so let's get started.
Very
here.
well,
we are going to wash the yam. Yeah.
Yes. I need to wash my hand first.
Right. Okay, let's do that. You'll get to see the ingredients very soon, and like we said, we're doing yam and pepper soup and all of that.
Not pepper soup though.
What? Not pepper soup.
Peppered sauce.
Peppered sauce. Okay, what's the difference between peppered sauce and pepper soup?
There's a whole lot of difference.
There's a whole lot of difference. Okay, all right. So we're setting this up. By the next time you get to see us here, we'll get back down into it and all of that. It's going to be quite an interesting sauce.
Yes.
Don't go anywhere. We will be back after this time out.
All right, welcome back, people. You're still on To Wake Up Nigeria. Yes, we are joined by Adewusi Ebenezer Areoluwa. He is an actor and model who started his journey in the movie industry just last year, 2 years ago, right? And he's done productions like Ebi Tani. And welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Great. Good to have you here.
Yeah.
Now, you've been doing this for the last 2 years. Tell us how the journey has been so far for you. Have you been getting, like, the right support from, you know, people also in the skit-making industry and in the movie industry at large?
Yeah, thank you. It has been great for me. I'm having a good support from people in the movie industry, like the likes of Olutu Yusuf, the likes of Remi Surutu, and many more like that.
So talking about Remi Surutu,
yeah.
She also featured in your movie Ebi Tani.
Yes.
How did you get her to play your mother?
Actually, the director of the movie, Kayode Adebayo, he made me have he made all this he made it right for me to have as a cast in the movie.
Wow.
She played the role of my mother in the movie, and she was great. Like,
oh, great.
She made it work out for me.
All right, fantastic. Now, what are the challenges you've experienced in the skit making? Because it's quite a competitive space right now, right? So many skit makers.
Yes.
What are the challenges that you are going through? And what is that thing that makes you stand out, you know, from so many others in that space?
Okay, I can't say I really stand out, like, but I truly have people that I love doing skits. People like Sidney Toka, Mr. Funny. So they are the people, like, when I see them do this skits, I'm like, wow, I need to, like, keep doing
more of it.
Yes. So I just love the way they do it, so I love it. Yeah.
So you're also into movie production,
yes.
right? Tell us what inspires some of the stories, you know, that, you know, have transcended into movies like Ebi Tani. I know that you have another production coming up.
Yes.
So tell us about the story, what the inspiration behind these stories.
Inspiration behind the Ebi Tani.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Ebi Tani movie, it is this movie, there is this son, no, the father has two sons. There is one running the father's...
Was that a message you were trying to pass across using the movie?
Yes.
What message was that?
Yeah, it's about this brother being weird, not happy about the place his father put in because of his little brother coming back from the youth cell.
So it has to do with sibling rivalry
Yes.
and then parents' role in all of that.
Yes, yes.
Fantastic. It's been great having you here with us and wishing you all the best in your the skit making industry and also in the movie industry as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Oliver. Yeah, we have to. Well, of course, we're going to check out two of his skits. Let's watch this.
The heaven. Killer don't lie when I say I did it.
You know it's my ITC before I cop this last canal for you, eh? Hey, uncle. My name is Petition. I need to speak to you about the water. You're even smoking. Hold on.
All right. Okay, hope you're able to pick up, enjoy those skits there. So let's get straight to it. So we already have our yam boiling. I hope you can see it. Let's get them to sit here. Our yam is already boiling. And then we have our eggs inside our yam, also boiling. We have our pomo already cut and looking very nice, yeah? Okay, so all of this, we already blended. Let's show them this, yeah? We already blended this.
I have a pepper mix here.
Okay, so what's inside that mix now?
Garlic, onion, pepper, and onion, and tomato.
And tomatoes, all right? Yes. So this is, what are we preparing this for?
So I want to make the sauce now.
Okay, all right. So about to make our sauce. So the yam is going to be on its own. It's sorted out on its own, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is for our sauce, yeah? Once again, let's talk to them. What are we preparing this morning?
We're preparing hard-boiled yam and native peppered sauce.
Okay, so if we have the menu, we'll get to show you the hard-boiled yam and native pepper sauce.
Yes.
All right. The ingredients we're working with, there's crayfish here. We have our oil. You'll come and call the things that are inside this one, right? Okay, there you have it. This is the ingredients that we're working with. It's hard-boiled yam and native peppered sauce. Of course, the sauce is fish-based, even though we also have pomo here with it. Now, we're working with yam. We have salt, there's onions, there's pomo, there's dry fish, there's palm oil, there's oil bean, there's crayfish, utazi leaves, and then of course we have our pepper, scotch bonnet, and all of that. Yep, once again, boiled yam and native peppered fish sauce. Now, you're cleaning, I see you cleaning up the fish there.
Yes.
The fish, of course, is pala and
smoked catfish.
Smoked catfish, okay. Yeah, so that's it. That's what you can see there. Our yam is also boiling. Our yam is how soon will it be to
in the next couple of minutes.
Okay, it will get ready there. Okay, so our fish. So let's start with the sauce, yeah? So this is already ready. We'll get our oil into it. Okay, so let's start with the sauce. Okay. So that's quite a lot of oil. So it's the main base for everything.
Yes, I told you it's the engine room of this particular delicacy.
All right.
So yes. So the next
how long should that fry
that
for?
should stay for just a couple of seconds. No, we don't need it.
We don't need to be bleached, yeah? Okay, so that means we're not going to do it for too long.
A drizzle of salt.
Okay.
Then
interesting.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And then of course the pepper. So this is where your test for patience come to play. Because you keep frying and frying and frying till...
Okay, so this will take some time, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we're still here. We're getting this ready. You'll get to see how far we have gone. But that will be after this very, very short break. Don't go anywhere. When we get back, it's the top of the hour.
Now, you're welcome. And if you missed the first hour, then hey, the second hour is just what you need. But don't you worry, we've got everything in it just for you.
A lot has been happening. I'm trying to stop smiling.
Yeah, a lot has been happening.
Yes.
We're a bit too excited on today's show.
Yes, yes. The show gets better in the second hour, and we only have 45 minutes left to spend with you. And we really assure you it's going to get better.
Yes. It's a brand new, 45 minutes, or you could say an hour. Hey, let's make sure that you guys get all the stuff that you need. We have it all in store for you, so don't go anywhere. We're bringing it your way in just about a bit. But Mike has also been having plenty of fun inside of the kitchen.
Oh, yes.
Haven't you, Mike?
Fantastic time. I've been seeing him gisting, having fun.
I'm looking at that guy. That guy say, but yes, there's for my Amazino, you know eat this food today. But this is it. The thing is looking set. It's making sense. We'll get to show you how far we're going. But then, hey, come on. Let's get to tell them what we have on the second lap of the show.
Okay, 45 minutes more to spend with you. My name is Mary Bashwa Alimi.
And my name is Mazino Appeal. Thank you guys for tuning in. Remember, by the way, you can also always catch old editions of the show. All you need to do is go to tvcentertainment.tv on YouTube, and also you can follow us on our social media handles, all at TVC Connect. It's that easy.
Yes, really easy. Now you can catch us on GoTV channel 27 and of course UHF channel 49. The TVC app remains available on both Android and iOS stores. So you can catch up with old episodes on YouTube at tvcentertainment.tv. It's really easy and it's fun, especially if you want to watch some of those bloopers that made it on air, that is.
All in all, let's let you guys know what we're going to be having this next hour. Now, we're going to have some music performance for you guys from Afrofusion artist J Lyrics, a prolific writer with a knack for fusing different genres to create a unique sound.
Jesutola Ajao is a creative analyst and the founding principal at New Lagos Dads, a parenting platform for new dads promoting improved parenting for a better society. We'll be discussing new dad dealing with pressure.
And also music in the entertainment space is on-air personality and entertainment enthusiast Onyechi Ekunakama. Thank you very much.
Ekumakama.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. The truth is, I can't actually wait for us to discuss entertainment because there's so much I want to talk about inside of entertainment regarding Ashake and the way he's actually evolving new.
You will discuss that one. You will discuss that one, but it's not that you want to rush and
what's this?
Someone asked me for lunch this noon. I said, choose your meal. I send the bill. She went to Just Jollof page and 5-liter rice.
Yes. For her family.
And delivery 2K.
Nice.
And send me 37K bill.
Yes.
I asked, why are you buying 5 liters cooler of rice? Her response was, if you can't afford it, just say so.
Why would you say that?
Even if gluten is following you from family house, is it that you want to eat 5 liters of rice or someone else's bill?
Well, how much would you spend if you took her out? You have to consider that. So she probably put all of that in play. The way you're looking at me, you're burning holes through my head now, Mike. Sorry now.
Mike, don't you take your date to
if she's worth it. If she's worth it.
What are you talking about?
Like I'd say, communication is key. If you're asking someone out on a date, you need to let them know
what your budget
exactly what your budget is, so that they are not
over-expecting.
It's a substitute. Thank you.
I am with you, by the way. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just giving.
I'm hungry. How much is the food? 35,000 with 2K delivery.
Three of you will not eat that food today. I bet you.
Mike, why are you angry now?
5 liters of rice. They say, come and eat.
Okay, Mike, what's the most you have spent on a date?
Booyah! Thank you.
No.
What's the most you've spent on a date?
What's the
most you've spent on a date?
How is this date?
Answer.
Mike, answer.
If people eat this food today,
Mike, what is the most you have spent
on a
date?
Date and this year.
But we're asking.
My point is, the issue here is, you 5 liters. Is it? You want to eat for 1 week?
She's perhaps.
She's planning for the future now.
You made your point. What is the most you have spent on a date?
See your head. 1.5.
Before this becomes car crash.
So, we are here. Okay. Oh, so sorry about that. Okay. So, yeah, the yam is almost ready.
Yes,
I'm seeing 2 flavors of this yam. There's yellow and there's white.
Yes.
Is it one yam?
One yam.
That came out yellow and white?
Swears.
Wow. Okay, all right. But then let's talk about our sauce here, yeah?
Okay.
What did we put into this sauce?
So we have peppers, scotch bonnet peppers, tomatoes, onions, palm oil, salt, half seasoning cube.
Okay, half.
Yes, half.
In what order did we put it? So that people can be sure.
Okay, so
just
for
put everything
starters,
inside?
no.
Okay,
for starters, you add your palm oil.
Okay.
Allow it for like 10 seconds, then a drizzle of salt.
Okay.
After which, you're supposed to add onion and saute it for like 30 seconds, but I accidentally blended everything.
Right.
After sauteing your onions for like 30 seconds, you saute it till it becomes translucent. Then you introduce your pepper mix and fry.
Okay.
Fry away its destiny for like 2-3 minutes.
Okay.
Then you introduce your proteins.
Okay.
Stir and keep frying.
Wow, I like that. Introducing the proteins. Makes sense. Okay, good.
Then you add your seasoning cube, and then the oil bean, and then the utazi leaf comes last.
The tazi leaf is the final
comes
thing.
last.
Yeah, I know.
So right now it's ready.
you let them to you so that they can be as fresh as possible.
As possible, yes.
Okay, all right. This sauce is looking good.
Thank you.
I like this. It's looking good.
Thank you.
And our yam is almost done and all of that.
Yeah, should be ready in less than
if
2
you're just
minutes.
joining us, let's take a look at our menu today. We're doing sweet. What do you call the yam now?
Hard-boiled yam.
Hard-boiled yam and native peppered soup. Okay, let's take a look at the menu. If you're just joining, it's hard-boiled yam and native peppered fish sauce. Our fish is one of my favorites. It's pala, and of course we have smoked fish. Smoked fish, right?
Smoked catfish.
Smoked catfish. Wow. So the ingredients, of course, yam, the salt, onions,
palm oil,
dry fish, palm oil, oil bean crayfish, utazi leaves, and scotch bonnet. Is there anything that we missed in that ingredient that you used here? What did we miss?
You did not
The seasoning cube.
Seasoning cube and a clove of garlic.
Okay. Oh, that's why you're the chef, good doctor.
Food
doctor. All right. So yeah, there we have it, and we also So how long?
In the next 2 minutes, this should
be done,
yes.
and this should be ready.
Yes.
Okay. There you have it. It looks very nice. It looks kind of healthy. It looks something that.
Kinda.
Yeah, it looks healthy. No, because of the carbohydrates. Some people, like, when they see carbohydrates, they are afraid.
But there's egg in it.
There's egg. That's what I'm saying now. So that's why I say kinda, just because of the carbs. Some people say, they don't want carbs. Fit farm. Would this be okay for fit farm?
Perfect.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. You said.
But they should boil their yam with the peel, the back.
With the back. Why?
Yes. Wash
why?
it all. It's more nutritious.
It is.
Yeah.
So why didn't we do it?
I didn't want to start looking at me like one village girl.
No, but is it okay? So when it's with the back, what happens? What is the difference?
The taste is out of this world.
Are you serious?
The taste is different. Yes. When you boil the yam with the back and have it with this sauce, the taste is.
So if I boil the yam with the back, do I put salt in the yam?
You will.
I'll still put salt in the yam. Okay, the back
So
won't
when you want
absorb
to,
it.
no, you won't. No. So when you want, but you have to wash your yam thoroughly to rid sand and dirt, particles,
and dirt,
everything. Yes.
Everything out, yeah.
Everything.
Okay, so but the taste is different. You have more of the
Unique.
natural. It's unique, yeah. It gives you that local feel.
Yes.
Yeah, you can be a local guy. It's not a problem now. All right, so it gives you that feel, and it'll be nice with this, yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, wonderful. Now I know. I've never tried that.
If you notice the oil, you complained that oil was a bit much.
Yeah. No, it wasn't a complaint. It was I observed. But then the oil is not. It has.
Do you understand?
Features.
That's what I told you. Is the engine room
I've
of this
been
particular
introduced into the oil. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Food doctor. That's a wonderful one. So our meal is basically done. We're just waiting for the yam to get boiled. And once it's done, you get to see how it looks finally. We'll just take this short time out now. We'll be right back after this.
It's time for us to have a conversation on parenting. Jesitola Ajao is a creative analyst and the founding principal at New Lagos Dads, a parenting platform for new dads, promoting improved parenting for a better society. He will be discussing new dad dealing with pressure. Interesting conversation.
That's right. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing
Very
today?
well. Good morning.
Okay, so new dads dealing with pressure. Before we even talk about this, just seeing the topic reminded me of a certain incident that someone shared with me, where a dad was going through so much pressure. And in most cases, when a new baby comes, it seems like all the fights that people did not fight in 20 years of dating, in quotes.
They come to play.
It now comes to play. And so she and her husband got separated when the baby was 5 weeks old.
Okay, you know the interesting part about
And the man
this?
did not come back for her till like 4 or 5 months later.
Do you know the interesting part about this was that my wife also had to take a break for 2 weeks when we had our baby, because we were practically arguing about everything.
At each other's throats.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, we were practically arguing about everything. Everything was getting to her. I wasn't having it. I just got a new job. I was dealing with pressure from work and all that. So it's quite understandable how things are that way, because if you do not prepare your mind, there are expectations from people, the social expectations, your family, your wife, and the newborn baby. And then having to deal with work, the finance, everything on your head. If you do not know how to manage these things, it will pose a lot of pressure on you.
Now, before we even talk about managing these things, don't you think that the society is to blame for this? I'll tell you what I mean. Women, they have certain expectations by society. A woman is supposed to know how to do some things, how to handle some things when she gets married, when she starts having children, raising the children. But society doesn't even give that man that guide.
Yes,
so a man enters marriage blind.
Yes.
And he doesn't have any support or counsel from anybody.
That's true.
I don't know. Who's to blame?
Nobody prepares a man, even for marriage. Nobody prepares them for fatherhood. If you buy a new book about parenthood, you find out that the entire chapters in the book are about the baby and the mom.
Yeah.
Nobody talks about the father. And the father is just supposed to just get in and learn on the job.
On his own, yeah.
Yes, and that's why most times a lot of men they don't know how to actually balance things up. They don't know how to
they feel
themselves.
Providing. I have done my own.
Yeah, so a lot of them just deal with that by not coming home. I know some friends who, after having their newborn, disappeared from home for a while on the account that, I needed to be on a business trip or something like that. He disappeared for 3 weeks.
Whoa.
There are quite a number of people like that. If you sample opinions, you know people that disappeared from home because they couldn't deal.
Wow.
The pressure is a lot.
So how do you handle it?
And this is you managing or putting yourself first as well.
But don't you think men tend to put themselves first too much?
It's difficult when you have a newborn. There's this guilt that comes with wanting to do so much and then losing yourself. If you lose yourself, then you're not going to be able to balance things up with your family, with your wife.
When you say do so much, such as?
Do so much as you want to balance things at work, and you also want to be there at home, which is also very key, actually. So you need to be able to do your expectation and leave whatever others are saying about how this is how you should be. You should do what you think you should be able to do for your family. Okay, and then you should always talk to your wife. It is very important.
Communication.
Having that nice conversation is like putting money into an account.
Wow.
If you do not have it, if you run away, if you do not listen, it's like drawing and flooding out money from your account. You're going to eventually go empty. And that's the truth.
Okay. So importance of communication.
Yes.
And of course, self-care.
Self-care for man, yes.
Okay, so while we're talking about self-care for the man, the woman cannot escape.
Of course.
She's breastfeeding. She's the one who's giving child care. In fact, she's the baby's primary caregiver.
Yes, that's right.
So what then happens when a woman wants to escape as well? And then the man, because he's going through so much pressure to now thinks, okay, let me escape. Don't you think it's more a case of both of you dealing with issues head on?
Yes, of course. That's why you communicate. Share. You have to share. Parenthood is about partnership. And that's key. Parenting is where both of you already discuss how you want things to flow in your family. So you communicate, you decide on chores and who is going to be here, who is going to be there, who is going to be handling this. You must be, it's just like doing business with a partner. You guys must share all the tasks that is involved in taking your business to the next level. That's how parenting is.
Now let's talk about self-care, which you mentioned. How can a new dad give himself that care he needs at that moment without, one, overdoing it, or two, not doing enough, so much so that he eventually burns out? How can he give himself the care?
Well, in trying to give yourself care, one thing that you must put at the back of your mind is that, like you said, you must not overdo it. Taking a break is key. Take a break, hang out with friends for a few hours, minding your time though. You hang out with friends. You don't just because you have a newborn baby then decide to break away from your life. That's very key.
So hang out with your friends.
Hang out with your friends. Read some books about parenthood. You know, they will give you some tips, insightful tips. There are books everywhere that you can actually pick up and read about fatherhood and things that you need to know. Yeah.
So let's talk about your experience. Now, you learned the hard way, in quotes, during your first baby. Now, with the knowledge that you had, armed with it for your second child, how were you able to manage better?
Okay, when I knew that my wife was going to have another child, and I started preparing myself, I started shelving things that I need to...
emotionally?
Yes, emotionally. Things that I knew probably would drown me eventually. So I started looking at how I can perfectly manage my time, and then I started sharing tasks to some of my workers so that by the time the baby comes, I'm not...
feeling overwhelmed.
Yes, I'm not feeling overwhelmed. And now we're looking at paternal leave. Yeah, I think it's something that we must also
push for. Yes, I think it's
very
important
key.
too.
Men also need to take a few breaks from work so that they can actually help and also deal with issues.
One lesson I've learned from this conversation today, an important lesson because there are so many lessons, is the fact that while you're preparing financially for a new child, it's also important to prepare emotionally, which is what many people, male and female,
100%. While you're preparing for your finance to get burdened, you also prepare for emotions. You build that solid foundation for emotions to balance up when the baby comes.
Thank you so much for your time, JC Tola.
Always a pleasure.
It's been a very interesting conversation.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, at this point, we'll take a break. Wake Up Nigeria continues in a bit. Stay with us.
And you are welcome. Now it's time for Entertainment Gist. Today, we have someone very special. You might know her, might have heard her before. Her name is Onyinyechi Ekunkama. She's an OAP. She's an entertainment enthusiast. She's everything, and she's beautiful, too. You are welcome. It's been a while since the last time we saw
it. Has, and look at us matching.
I know, right? Like we came from the same place, but hey, it's all good. Good to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me.
We have very interesting stories that you guys can share from. It's very interesting. Let's get on it already. Let's go back to the Ashake video, which I like so much, and then when we get back, we'll be in the kitchen to end the show. What was that you were saying about the conspiracy with the videos?
I say Ashake has grace. The grace of this guy's life.
So meanwhile, Oye is too excited about this food. I don't like the way she's excited.
I've already called dibs on my plate. I mean, I think that you can get a slice or so from that plate, but this is all me. Me and the plate, we're even wearing blue. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you.
This is your last time Wake Up Nigeria.
All
right, so tell us, how did we come to this and what did we prepare?
Okay, so we prepared hard-boiled yam and native peppered fish sauce.
Wonderful.
It's literally for the average Nigerian.
I can. Thank you. I'm trying to be cultured as I'm
national
television.
What's inside?
Okay, we have smoked catfish.
Okay.
Pala.
Okay.
Pomo.
She's tasting your food. Watch out, she's tasting now.
Oh my God. So many things to grab, and I love it.
So you put pala.
There's obstacle everywhere. This is actually very nice.
Thank you.
And I promise you, I'm not saying this because we're okay. This is really good.
Thank you. Okay, so we have pomo, pala, smoked catfish, onion, a clove of garlic,
okay,
pepper, 2 types of Scotch bonnet pepper, the yellow one and the red one.
Nice,
the yellow
well
one
done.
has its
So,
own,
finally, you did a good job. Food doctor, well done.
Yes.
Nice one. All right,
Thank you.
It's been a wonderful time on the show. Thank you to everyone who was a part of this show.
Okay.
We will see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.